And then they didn't mind about having so many women. And then there was, we were all told, now you have to go and work externally again, you see. And all of a sudden, they came in and said they were going to form a new commando. And if we like, we can join it. And it was the Canada Commando. It represented food, drink, everything that you needed. Because all the possessions that people have brought in that came along here were down there. And my mother said, well, you must. She thought, if I could just live one day and taste some food just once while I live, then it was worthwhile.
Early in 1944, Adolf Eichmann visited Auschwitz and ordered the camp commandant to prepare for the arrival of even greater numbers of people for extermination. As a direct result of this order, Kitty Hart, by this time just 17 years old, was taken from the women's camp to work in the Canada Commando. Canada was Auschwitz slang for an isolated section of the camp near the gas chambers, where, it was said, there was an abundance of everything. In reality, it was where the clothes and belongings of Nazi victims from all over Europe were sorted and packed for shipment to Germany.
Now, this is a Canada Commando enclosure here. This was all pretending to be a garden, pretending to be a factory. It was all a pretense, you see, because they didn't want people to panic when they brought them in here. This patch of that you see here, this piece of grass, was actually lawn. Along here was a fence. Beyond this fence, along the road, walked the people either to the sauna to live, or they came the other way from the ramp and to the crematorium over there, which is crematorium 4. The people were told to leave all their stuff behind, that they're going to be disinfected, they're going to be taken into the camp.
And they didn't realize what was
going on?
going on?
Well, they thought people were having a bath, a shower, because it said to the showers, please leave your clothes neatly in a bundle and bundle your shoes together so that they don't get lost. But this was just to help us here to sort out the remains. I don't remember this tree. But at the bottom there was this enormous heap of all the stuff that the people brought. Our job was to get a wheelbarrow full of stuff, take it into one of the working barracks, and everything was sorted out. Yes, well, I think these are the remains of the Canada Commando huts. The toilets were away from the blocks, and we were permitted to use the toilets. Believe it or not, it had a door, and you were, for one thing, you had a privacy to sit on the toilet. Now, this toilet, it was situated somewhere at the back here, and possibly the next block had a toilet too. And this was my very favorite spot, that when I found some jewelry or some gold, I was determined that whatever I find is not going to be handed over to the Germans. I swallowed it, I buried it, not for myself, but to, first of all, to preserve it, because this gold and the jewelry that was found here was very useful to the men, so that they could buy ammunition, because we knew that sooner or later there had to be an uprising, and somehow it had to be paid for. Now, David, where you're standing now is the foundation of my block where I actually lived. Now, in front of it here was this tiny little patch of lawn, and that really was lawn. I'm not joking, it was lawn, right? And it was a glorious summer, and I was on night shift, so during the day when I didn't sleep, I sat here on this lawn sunbathing, with all the screams around, with the people walking past, with the chimney smoking, but we lay down here, and we were sunbathing. And it was so hot that we were splashing ourselves with water, which we had access to. Somebody went over to the sauna, got a bucket of water, poured it over, and we were laughing and joking, sunbathing here. Now you were lying, I was lying here, and I was